Alright, and welcome back to Learning to Draw, episode 16, where we will be doing the last half of lesson 20 of You Can Draw in 30 Days. It's volcanoes, craters, and coffee cup. The cup of coffee essentially just takes a first two, which it really only shows a volcano, and you make a crater from the volcano. So with that, we're just going to jump right into the coffee mug. So we will start with our two guide dots for a oval, or a foreshortened circle as it calls it. And let's see if we can't get this looking halfway decent. That looked pretty good. And shoot. Nope. Hooked that just a little too hard on the end there. Let's try again. There we go. Not perfect, but it's good enough. Okay, from there, we will actually be erasing a little bit down here. And I actually want to round this out a little bit more, so let's see if I can't do that. There we go. Alright. From there we'll be drawing two little lines, essentially making the cylinder. Now to create the volcano, what we would do is we take this, and I'm just going to kind of jag it out a little differently than that. Just kind of, jag it out and down and do the same thing there. And then if you took this part off and had this still connecting, you'd shade it and you'd have your volcano. But so that you can see why we skipped that part and did a little too much, but that's alright. I wasn't too happy with this line. This one I did like, though. Okay, and then we will connect it down. There we go. Got a little bit of extra, but that's alright. Better to overshoot just a little because we can always erase. Okay, so from there we are actually going to do another semicircle, oval, as it were, on the inside to create a lip. Let's see if I can't do it decently. Let's get it a little closer because we don't want it too thick. Oval. And there we go. And we'll actually erase up here. Alright. So you can see we kind of got a nice little cup. So what does every coffee cup need? Well, we need a good handle on it. So if we had our little cube up here that we had, and I really messed that cube up. Essentially, we want it to go straight out like that. So over here, we want to kind of follow. I'm going to make them a little long. That one's a little too close to the bottom. And right there. And I like to overshoot a little, as you can tell. Get rid of that. Okay, and then we will need to make a nice curve. So, since I like to overshoot, what it allows me to do is I can figure out about where I want it. And I can kind of see about where the thickness up here is. See, all I gotta do is there. And that still looks a little bit too thick. So let's move it in a bit. How about right here? And then curve it and curve it in. A little too much curve. There we go. That is a lot better. This is why I overshoot, because I imagine how much of a pain it would be to constantly try to extend it farther out if we went too shallow. So we can take this, then we'll just draw a couple little circles right there that hook that, and then out and around so it looks like it hooks in. And the same thing here, just kind of there and out and around. We get hook in. Probably got a bit of a thick handle on it, but you know what? My coffee cups do, because I have broken way too many of them. Okay, now what do we need on every good cup of coffee? We need a good saucer. So all we're going to do is put a couple more guide dots down. That is way off, so you know what? Let's bring it in a little bit. I'm going to take this one and hook it here. Then we'll make it nice and hook. Then follow and right there. And we'll actually want to bring this down. We want to give this dish just a little bit of depth. And right across. And erase our extra. Okay, so we got a coffee cup sitting on a nice little saucer. So we can add a little steam to it. Let's give that a nice, you know what? Let's redo that one and give it a nice big curve. Let's go thin and down and over like that. There we go. Because we got that nice little seam, we're not going to be able to see this little chunk of it right here now, will we? Okay, so, nope, I don't know what I did to get rid of, but that's okay, because all we need to do now is our shading. So as always, we will put our light source up here. We're going to shade that way, so since this is rounded, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have it coming out, and it's not going to follow the whole thing here. In here, we're going to come out in a circle over here, and then over here. Then just our normal shading. I will go ahead and fast forward through that. And if you followed along, I hope you learned something. If not, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. With that, I will go ahead and fast forward and have a wonderful day.